What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from Anime Uproar, back at it again to discuss the latest and craziest developments in the One Piece story. Today we gotta talk about the Wano climax, the fall of a Yonko, and the straight up end of an era, so make sure to stay tuned for this insane chapter. If you do enjoy these One Piece chapter reviews and want to keep them coming, you know what to do. Channel the Pirate King within and smash that like button with no mercy. Smash it like you were Law and Kid smashing Big Mom. Remember, smashing that like button is Pirate King energy and passing is Scared Orochi energy, so choose wisely. If you haven't, make this the video, subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications, or you will miss future One Piece videos and updates. And while you wait for the next chapter to drop, feel free to check out my huge One Piece playlist that includes videos on all the Yonko, Warlords, Supernova, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And now, without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. We got an amazing cover page for this week's Shonen Jump, which includes Kaido's hybrid form and Luffy looking like a boss. And I like how Luffy is in the red corner rather than the blue one because red is my favorite color. Maybe I just got that Pirate King energy, I don't know. But another really interesting thing is the text. We're told it's the Wano arc climax, but also the war that tears down an era. I know we all expect Luffy's side to win already, it is Shonen after all, but pretty crazy getting the magazine already practically confirming that the old Yonko era is going to come down. So on to the chapter itself that holds the very hyped title of, and I quote, the main act, end quote. Momo is trying to do his thing and freaking out as per usual, and we then jump to Kid and Law fighting. After the events of the last chapter, we're told that Big Mom's been blown away. Some soldiers are worried thinking Big Mom is done, but our side is celebrating, hilariously enough. As they fight a Yonko, these two, meaning Kid and Law, are still arguing. And honestly, Law has a pretty good point here. He says that's the second time Kid has done that, aka waited for Law to use his very effective finisher and then swooped in with a flashy move to take the credit for himself. Law insists he's not Kid's opening act, and Kid says, who cares, let it go, acting shocked that Law would even bring that up. But it's totally true. Law delivers his heavy internal damage, and Kid comes in with a flashy, awesome looking physical move, so it looks like he just crushed Big Mom. I love the dynamic here, and I really love Kid. I've been waiting for him to really shine, and he did that somewhat last chapter, but as we'll see in a bit, this is going to be the one that really delivers with the Kid hype I've been waiting for. It's funny to see Kid get into the arguing too. Law asks Kid to leave the final blow to him, but Kid tells Law to stop giving him orders. He says there won't be anything left of the old bat once he hits her with his trump card. The fact that he hasn't used it yet and they got this far already is so hype, and it suggests Kid will be the star in the end and finally show us something exceptional. You gotta love Law's jokes though. He asks, what's the trump card? What comes after a bull attack? A hippo? Maybe an elephant? There is the implication here that all of Kid's attacks are just big and physically strong. So it'll be interesting to see how Kid responds to this. I personally would have liked to see a mecha dragon attack too, but maybe that's just me. Back to Yonko Big Mom, and boy, she does not look good. People are shocked to see her bones broken, but Big Mom is a boss and just smiles at the heavy damage she's received. She comments that those shockwaves hit her from the inside, even broke her ribs. She says Trafalgar's technique is dangerous, so signaling out Law. Again, the story is alluding to the fact that Kid has to catch up somehow since Law has been better thus far. And what better way to let him shine than give him the final finishing blow? But first, Big Mom uses more of her life energy to bring her bones back. She's really burning through that life energy to handle a couple of brats, as she calls them, and as I keep mentioning, since she's already so old, that doesn't bode well for her. There's no telling how many times she used her lifespan like this in the past, and even if she did win this fight somehow, I doubt she'd have many good years left. Whitebeard was not that much older than her, and that's without counting the life that Big Mom artificially burned through. So yeah, the writing's on the wall, her reign is nearing its end, one way or another. For now though, she looks terrifying and she's still got some fight in her. Law gets serious, saying he'll be out of strength after this round, the next attack will be his last, so he can't afford to let him miss. He's about to tell Kid what he'll have to do, but Kid is still insisting that Law needs to stop giving him orders. And all I'm thinking is, God, this fight will be amazing animated. Big Mom combines Prometheus, Napoleon, and Hera into Mazer Saber, which is very cool in its own right and cuts through Kid's bull, calling it nothing but useless scrap. She tells them they need to stop dreaming. She sent hundreds like them into a watery grave and says we, meaning the Yonko, have ruled for decades now since the time our two supernova were still drinking their mother's milk. That's a pretty crazy thought, but it brings up another thought, that she was in her 40s then, and now she's almost 70. You can't reign forever. Our 2 supernova here will just make her go into retirement a little sooner than nature would. Kid uses magnetism to pin her to the tower, and the bull is coming right at her. She can't get loose, but she does a boss move of moving the whole tower so that it blocks the impact of the bull. Kid is shocked to see this, and I like that she's going down like this, continuing to impress. Big Mom says he's really weighed her down with this, so not only is Kid distracting her, he's also slowed her down, trying to make certain that Law's last attack doesn't miss, as he mentioned. She summons the attack Misery, or 3000 Leagues, which is kind of like her own giant weather mecha, except she doesn't need to pilot it, and it has like a living life of its own kind of thing. But the impressiveness of the attack is short-lived. The tower is dropped on Big Mom, then Law uses his finisher, of which Big Mom is visibly really afraid of. His sword extends all the way to the ground below, not just the ground of the island, but the ground below the floating island as well. Law says it's gotta be deeper, implying the further down it goes, the more powerful it is. His men are worried that Law is going to die since Big Mom is hockey punching him, but he remains focused like a boss. He unleashes the attack Puncture Willet, which I may have pronounced very wrong, but whatever, and wow, the shockwaves are crazy. It looks like a meteor hit the ground below, and Big Mom is in a lot of pain, coughing up blood. Even Momo wonders how that big crater got there. Big Mom's living attack Misery is about to burn Law to ash, and then epically and hilariously Law says, "Now Eustace," to which Kid has to say again, in the heat of this epic battle and right where it's about to end, "How many times do I have to say it? Don't tell me what to do." Of course, Kid does it anyways though, again preparing to take the final flashy shot, and it's cool how Law actually invited him to do so this time around. And the trump card does not disappoint. It's not just a big physical move as usual, he forms a giant cannon. Big Mom, a boss in her own right to the end, tells him to give her his best shot. And Kid says, "I am Big Mom, that's why I'm gonna finish you off." End quote. Goosebumps, epicness, hype, just some of what I'm feeling at this point. He launches the electromagnetic cannon, and Big Mom looks done after receiving that hit. We're even told by the narrator that they are dragging the emperors off their thrones, implying it really is over. Law even says, "Your era is over," end quote. I love how we had to get the last word in of the chapter, and I wonder if Kid will point that out in the next one, something like, "Hey, that's my line." But the comedic elements aside, that was epic. A quick Google search of what an electromagnetic railgun can do will show you how fearsome Kid's attack must be, which, if the name is at all accurate, would have no trouble ripping through a weakened Big Mom. So yeah, it looks like we actually took down a YONKO, boys. I won't even ask if you think she's down for the count, because not only did the last attack require her to fix her bones, this time it looks like Law and Kid's attacks were much more formidable, especially Kid's. Also, this attack can't drag on forever, and we gotta get to Luffy's fight too, so I just really think it's over right here. I love to see Kid finally deliver, as I was expecting him to throughout the arc. I am totally satisfied with this victory over a YONKO, and I hope Luffy's will be at least as epic. But hopefully Oda has something even more special in store for us, and that may be hard to believe, but I am hyped. I gotta give MVP this chapter to both Law and Kid. I want to give it to just Kid sort of because it was his big moment, but Law taking those hits while preparing that last attack, it was just too epic to ignore. It's gotta be a shared title for me. Let me know your thoughts on MVP this chapter in the comments below, and if you're satisfied with this victory over a, can't believe I'm saying this, YONKO. YONKO, YONKO. Crazy stuff. And that is it for this one. If you did enjoy this review and want to keep them coming, you know what to do. Chill in the Pirate King within and smash that like button with no mercy. Remember, smashing that like button is Pirate King energy and passing is Scared Orochi energy, so choose wisely. Smash that like button like used to smash Big Mom this chapter. If you haven't, make this the video, subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on, you guessed it, all notifications, or you will miss future One Piece videos and updates. And while you wait for the next chapter to drop, feel free to check out my big One Piece playlist that includes videos on all the YONKO, Warlord, Supernova, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.